What's going on, everybody? Steve here, Rake and Profit. In today's video, I want to talk about something very important. I put a post out about this on Instagram recently, and that is reseller burnout. I want to talk about what reseller burnout is, how to avoid it, and why it's important to make sure that you really take care of your mental health as a reseller. So what is reseller burnout? Essentially, reseller burnout is when you just overwork yourself to the point where you lose your motivation. Maybe you lose your passion for reselling. I mean, how many of us have started reselling and we're like, I love this, I'm obsessed with it, I want to be at the thrift store all day long, and then you just overwork yourself to the point where you're like, I just can't stand this. Now, I haven't gotten to that point, but I have gotten to times where I just lost my motivation, I lost my passion for reselling. It just wasn't that same feeling. And I think this is important to avoid this because, of course, there's never gonna be a time where you just absolutely love every single second. There's never challenges and it's never hard, right? There's always gonna be hurdles and challenges to overcome while running a business, but it's important to love what you do, to enjoy it, because I truly feel the people who are the most passionate, who have fun, who enjoy it, when they're working, it doesn't really feel like work, even though it is. Like, those are the people who are gonna be able to do this consistently, who are gonna be able to improve systems, and, you know, they're always gonna love learning new things. And obviously, the more you learn, the more you earn. The more you know, the more you grow. And it's just really, really important. So let's talk a little bit about this. And hopefully it's not too loud. I'm actually here in New York. I thought it was upstate New York, but I believe it's Greenwood Lake, I believe, in New York. So we got a nice little backdrop. We got some pretty heavy traffic going by. So hopefully it's okay. But how do you avoid reseller burnout? Well, there's a couple different things that I personally do, and I'll share a few things, and you can share some tips down below as well. But number one is making sure that you set boundaries in your reselling business. As a reseller, something that a lot of people don't realize is, like, from the outside, family and friends, is like, there is no like schedule. There's no, you know, there is no like clock in and clock out. We could be sourcing, listing, shipping, taking pictures at all hours of the day, all hours of the night. And if you don't set boundaries in your business, it creates a lot of issues. For me in the past, like, sometimes I would have poor sleep habits, or I wouldn't have fun, or I would just feel like the business is running my life. And you have to set up a schedule. You know, in the beginning, maybe it'll be a little tough for you to do, but you want to set up a schedule for sourcing, set up a schedule for listing, set up a time that you stop working, that you stop looking at your phone. Maybe you even turn off your phone, as hard as that is for all of us who love that cha-ching that comes in. But setting up a schedule, setting up boundaries is very, very important. For each of us, that could be something different, and depending on your goals, that could be something different. But set boundaries, set up rules for you to follow, or else you're just gonna feel like your business is just overtaking your entire life. And you wanna set up those, you know, those boundaries. I mean, that's the only way to say it. Number two, making sure that you take breaks when you're working. I think it's really important to go every hour or two to take a little 5-10 minute break, whether that's taking a little walk or meditating or just stepping outside of your office or your work zone, wherever you're working, and just take a breather, refresh, you know, have a little snack, drink some water. Just make sure that you just don't overwork yourself too much. You know, a lot of people, they get caught in the trap of thinking, you know, the more I work, the more money I'm gonna make. And that's true to an extent, but you also have to be strategic, because you could work as hard as you want, but if you screw up your mental health and you lose your passion, and for some of us, we're more prone to anxiety and depression. And, you know, for me, when I'm overly stressed, I overeat, then I start to become antisocial. I don't wanna make YouTube videos. I don't wanna get around people. I start gaining weight, I get sluggish, and it just creates just a whole set of issues and challenges for me. So making sure that you take breaks. And the last thing I want to talk about is making sure that you get away, like take a trip, go relax. I mean, for some of us, maybe you don't need it. For someone like myself who's more prone to depression, anxiety, I get stressed out easily, like I need to get away. You know, I'm here in New York right now, just getting away, relaxing at a beautiful cabin. Sometimes that means taking the weekend off. For each of us, it's gonna be something different, but you want to avoid reseller burnout as much as possible, because who wants to live a life where you hate what you do, or you're always stressed out, or you just feel like you can never step away from the business? You know, we're here for freedom. That's why we're starting this business, to resell, right? The freedom of no income cap, right? The freedom of working when we want, the freedom of working wherever we want, right? Depending on what your business model is, reselling, you might just be able to work directly from your computer. You know, I have a lot of friends of mine who they source online arbitrage from online sources, retail stores, they ship it to a prep center, it goes to Amazon, and they're done. You know, my buddy Paul Lipski, he's done millions with drop shipping on eBay. You know, I got friends like Dan Metters, who they've literally sold over $30 million with wholesale, and they don't even have an office anymore, right? You know, my friend Avery, I don't share this to impress you, but my friend Avery, he's 27 now. He did $1.3 million last year, and he doesn't even touch a book. He has stay-at-home moms processing books. He has prep centers, and it's amazing, right? The opportunities are endless, but you've got to take care of your mental mindset, and you just have to make sure that you take control of your life and don't let this business control you, because it's very, very easy to lose sight of your passion, of your dream, of your goals, and get burnt out and get stressed out, and then you overeat, and then you start drinking alcohol, and who knows, whatever it is, right? Again, some of us are more prone to this than others. I'm whacked out. Like, if I let the stress get to me, I'm going down a real dark rabbit hole. And for some, they're more easily able to manage their emotions. So just make sure you set boundaries, take breaks, go on a vacation, enjoy yourself, because it's not always about how hard you work, but sometimes getting away, like for me, getting away on these little excursions, is that how you pronounce it? These little getaways, these little journeys for a couple days, I'm able to clear my mind and kind of think and re-strategize and like figure out what it is the next step I want to take, instead of just running in place all the time, kind of thinking about where I want to go and how I can improve things, and sometimes hiring people to help me to do things I don't want to do, or maybe creating systems or automatizing certain parts of my business, right? So don't just bust your butt all the time just to bust your butt, to be busy and check things off. Make sure you're strategic and don't burn yourself out. So if you have any tips or strategies, drop a comment down below. Hopefully you're able to hear this video all right. I know there's a bit of traffic and whatnot, but I'll show you guys a little behind the scenes of my cabin right here. Check this out. There's, I think is it Greenwood Lake? I believe so. Here's a little cabin, a little fire pit that hopefully I could use tonight, which is cool. And there's also a little hammock. Is this what it's called? Right there. So yeah, enjoy yourself, get after it, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.